welcome to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always an instant classic.
And your
And we want to punch Jim Cornette in the face repeatedly until he bleeds because he's stupid. We'll see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
Alrighty, guys, I want to welcome you in to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast where we don't say the slogan anymore, so I'm going to say it right now, that is always an Instant Classic. This is your review for TNA Impact Wrestling for 4/26/2016, last Tuesday. Depending on when you're watching this, maybe not last Tuesday, but it works anyway. This was the Sacrifice edition, so I might change the title to Sacrifice instead of just random TNA review. I'm not sure yet. I'll figure it out later if I ever make it public. But I feel like this show is actually pretty good. I think it was built up pretty well, and it didn't seem to me like it had a lot of like just long talking segments. I just felt like this was a good show. We started out with a Tyrus promo, which was really short, just basically reiterating that Galloway must show up to challenge him because he must, because he said he's a man of his word and he's the champ. So thanks, Tyrus. I appreciate you reminding us that he must show up. He must. Any thoughts, Casey, on the fact that he must show up?
I was excited for this match just to see how it went. And I mean, this show in general was pretty good. I still think the Matt versus Jeff match should have been this week on this, since it was Sacrifice. It would only make sense. It doesn't make sense that they did it last week, and then I don't know. But I was excited to see this match just to see. Part of me was like, I kind of want Tyrus to win just to see how they would book him as a champion, just because, he was in WWE, but guys like him who are more booked as a comedic character in WWE would never get to that World Heavyweight Championship, tier. So it's kind of cool seeing these guys that, wouldn't have that chance in WWE get that chance. EC3 too was cool, kind of seeing him, even though I hated him at the time. But part of me really wanted to see him win the title, but then again, I didn't want Drew to lose it. So it was kind of like, eh.
Alrighty. This was definitely. I think the only issue, and I feel like I'm going to say this until they change it, is there was no like reminder that this was Sacrifice. I mean, I'm fine with the 1 week thing where you kind of like, oh, cool, Sacrifice is next week, but I wish they would change the aprons or something just slightly. I mean, even if they change the aprons to like TNA wrestling or something, like just change them a little bit to make me say, well, that's at least different. Because I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to change the graphic on the back. On the little back portion. I don't know if maybe I'm not sure because they didn't show the commentators actually at the table tonight. I don't think. So I'm not sure if they since they recorded so far in advance, they pulled in a Sacrifice because with a big card they were like Sacrifice is going to be around about this area, but we don't necessarily know. So I'm wondering if that's maybe the issue when they tape it. That's why you don't know it's Sacrifice, but I don't know. That's just my only issue with the whole setup, but. First match we had was Drew Galloway versus Tyrus. I definitely thought this match was pretty good with Spud, throwing in a little bit of his distraction whenever he could. Galloway really selling the ribs pretty well in this match, and Tyrus using that power and the kind of the big guy. Ooh, I'm big and strong and fat, and all of that. Like, he's using that against Galloway to a certain degree. Tyrus gets hit with a bulldog off of the title shot. And I was really surprised when Galloway hit the Claymore kick on Tyrus. I thought that was going to be it, but then it only went for a near fall. So I was like, okay, I see you. Tyrus going up top for some reason. He was going for that moonsault. He said, Kevin Owens can do it. I know. I know I can do it. So I think he was going for that moonsault, and he thought about it a little bit too much because it took him a little bit longer to get up to the top turnbuckle, and then he gets met with a superplex from the top. By God, it killed him. And then Future Shock DDT for the win by Drew Galloway, and still your TNA World Champion. I'm wondering what they were doing with this because I know they had the Mount for Gold thing where he could cash in whenever, as long as he let you know about. But then, I mean, I know like the whole Bound for Gold thing was something they kept consistently or whatever. But I don't really know. I don't really know, what the thing was with that. But yeah, yeah. I don't know if you see this, but anyway. But I definitely I enjoyed this match. I'm wondering what they're doing with Tyrus though. What's up, Principal? I'm wondering what they're doing with Tyrus though, just because it seems like something where they're maybe trying to build him, but they're trying not to build him like too much as a main event contender, but they're trying to keep it in the back of your mind that he is a main event contender. But Casey, any thoughts on Tyrus versus Drew Galloway?
It was a good match. It was, get the hell out of here. Get out. Get out. That is not the right title. That is the wrong company. Get out of here. Anyway, no, I like the match. There was a couple, near falls where, I thought, Tyrus might win. So I was excited. Was this officially his cash in with the contract? Because I hope not. I didn't pay attention to see if this was officially.
I think it was. I think.
I just don't understand why they booked it this way. It seems like a missed opportunity. Like I thought he was actually going. Like they were going to give him the title with that, with the briefcase. Yeah. But
I don't know. It was weird because it was kind of hard to read because they didn't really say it was for the world title, and plus it was the first match of the night, so you were like, wait, what? So I don't know. They didn't really make it clear that it was, but I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alrighty, so next we get a review of the I Quit match between Matt and Jeff Hardy, and then Maria talking about change, and I don't know, I'm not sure what exactly she said because all I could hear her say multiple times was curiouser. That's not a word. Maria. Maria. Any thoughts on being curiouser or the review of the Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy thing? But curiouser.
I think the Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy should have been this week if this was Sacrifice. But again, we don't know if it was pre-recorded and they didn't know when it was going to be. Like, because I feel like with some of the shows, they do, probably record the audio with the announcers ahead of time. Because like you said, I don't think we necessarily saw them at ringside for this one. But so I just think that should have been this week if it was Sacrifice, or they should, figure out their schedule better. But Maria, curiouser, and I don't know. I just still don't understand this whole head of the knockouts thing. It seems stupid to me. I don't know.
I feel like it may be one of those things where they're gonna bring in new people, but they don't want to just be like, oh, let's bring somebody randomly in and be like they're debuting, and then like I don't know. I feel like they're trying to do it in a different way, like have Maria bring them in instead of have them come in and have somebody job to them or whatever. Maybe that's what it is because I know they signed like, what is it? They've signed like almost 10 new people anyway, and I think at least 3 or 4 of them are knockouts. So I'm trying to figure out if they're trying to bring them in some form or fashion with this storyline, or like that's my only real reason for this. Like my only true like reasoning behind how I feel about it. But I don't know. I don't know. Curiouser though. Never forget. Anyway, we got a backstage segment of with Beer Money wandering about the Valley of the Shadows and such. Any thoughts on Beer Money in the backstage area and whatnot?
I mean, so they basically, they taken the Monsters Ball and they just changed the name. That's oh, and the lighting was different, but we're not at that match yet. I don't know. I mean, it's again. I was like, but Bobby Roode's leaving, so why am I getting invested in this?
Because you're not supposed to know Bauer's leaving, man. Come on. Anyway,
I know.
But next we had the Maria promo where Gail Kim would come out, and Maria would kind of hold her power over her head, like I can take professional wrestling from you and all of this. And then Gail Kim insinuates that Maria had something to do with the Decay taking her last week, or I think it was last week. And then we ended up getting a Rosemary versus Gail Kim match, which is kind of cool because we hadn't seen Rosemary in the ring yet in TNA. So I was kind of excited about this. Any thoughts on the promo before we get into the match?
I mean, she still can't get over the fact that she said curiouser. So, I mean, anything she said the rest of the night was just, girl, you said curiouser. Shut up.
It was that WWE character coming back out. That's what it was. That's what it was. But next we get Gail Kim versus Rosemary. I'm gonna give you this match because I don't know what match to give you, so I'm gonna give you this one.
All right. Well, we got. we got Rosemary. Rosemary, my girl Rosemary. She was in this match. She's in the Decay. If you didn't know that, she in the Decay. She had a match with Gail Kim. Gail Kim, she kind of like the face of the Knockouts, from now, because she been there so long, and she good. This was a good match. It was back and forth. We saw some good stuff from Rosemary. It was her day. It was her in-ring debut. It was pretty good. We got some grappling and some lockups and some submission work. It was good. It was good. But Rosemary, she coming out on top because decay. And iconic Decay. Can they do that? Can they team up and be the iconic Decay?
I mean, I think it's possible. I think we could get an iconic Decay. I think it'll work. I think you have just come up with an idea why you just randomly make up stuff with that match. Anyway,
that was exactly what happened in that match. That was word for word what happened.
Anyway, I was definitely excited about this match to see what Rosemary could do because I'd never seen her wrestle before. The bows, the elbows she was dropping, like she was getting in it. She was getting in it. I think Rosemary and Crazy Steve kissed like 8 times in this match at least. See, and now I'm real confused because I thought this was a triangle, maybe even a quadrilateral at one point, and now it's like just a stick. Anyway, I just don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand why. What happened to the triangle or the quadrilateral? I don't get it. Anyway, yeah. Rosemary does hit the mist on her and end up getting the pin on Gail Kim. So I wonder what that's gonna do. I wonder, is there gonna be a true feud between them, or is this just kind of building up the feud with Gail Kim and Maria at some point? But next we got.
They need to get that better mist. They need to get that Tajiri mist that goes all over your face. I'm just saying. It was kind of crappy mist.
I mean, I agree. I could, I agree. But Next, we have Eli Drake and the Fact of Life. Um, this was kind of designed to be a little funny segment. I'm not sure what the plan was with this segment because he called out the bromans as being dummies. Yeah, he called them out for being dummies, and the bromans kind of cut some jokes on them. And I was thinking, I was like, it's not necessarily darker. It's not necessarily a darker bromance, but it's funny, I guess. But I was wondering if this was setting up something between Jesse and Eli Drake, or what's going on here with this, because it seemed like it was. Because I know Eli doesn't have a partner right now, so they couldn't set up a tag team feud. But Eli would try to take out the bromans, but he would get taken to the outside of the ring and then called a dummy. Yeah. So, any thoughts on the fact of life, the facts of life, by Eli Drake?
By far the best segment of the night. This was awesome. I'm still a little upset that they haven't done the darker bromans. I was actually excited for that.
They was, but tonight I saw it. They was a little bit darker, a little bit on the skin.
No, not that kind of darker. Like,
so the hair, I saw. See, you see Robbie's hair.
No,
it was a little bit blacker.
Heels, like bad guys.
Oh,
yeah. But I like that they did, talk about, the fact that Jesse did leave Eli Drake. They didn't just leave that open, and just forget about it like TNA does sometimes. But I felt like they could have set up some sort of tag team match. This could have been a way that they could have debuted one of the new guys that they signed. But I mean, if it's just to set up a match with Jesse, that's cool too. I just thought it was a really good segment. They worked well off of each other, making jokes on each other. It was good, and I want to be on the fact, the facts of life. I want to.
You want to be a dummy, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not an insult though. It's just a fact of life.
I mean, I can't disagree. I can't, but then we get a what? A what? A decay promo. I don't know what it is, but I'm liking this more vocal Abyss. For some reason, I don't know if like it just feels more natural than before. Like I remember, I think the last time we talked was when he broke off from the Revolution. There's always room. Anyway, so I'm wondering, I kind of like. I'm wondering how you feel because I kind of like this more vocal. I don't know if it's just because of the way it's set up. It just seems more natural to me. Any thoughts on more vocal Abyss?
It's definitely something new, sort of, in a way. I mean, we've heard him talk many times in the past.
That was Joseph Park though. So
no, we heard him talk when he was, in that storyline with Hulk Hogan. We don't need to remember that.
Does he still have that ring?
It probably does. He probably does, But I like it, but it's still a little bit weird for me to think of Abyss as he's not really the leader of the Decay, but more of the the mouthpiece, I guess, of the Decay. He was always the monster. He was never really, a leader or anything. He always had somebody with him. He always had a manager or was always with a stable where other people talked or something. So it's just, I feel like it's something we just have to get used to a little bit. And, they need to give Crazy Steve the mic, because just saying, the man probably got a lot to say.
All right. Next we got a Valley of the Shadows match, is what they called it, instead of calling it Monsters. Anyway, we got the Decay versus Beer Money for the TNA Tag Team Championships of the world. and Florida.
I thought that was
I
just WWE. I thought.
Sometimes when you got the tag team championships, they rule over they was in Florida, so it works.
Wouldn't it be of the world and Nashville, because that's where TNA
Could
is.
it could, but the match, this match, it was good. I liked it. I definitely like when Storm threw the chair at the diving Crazy Steve. I was like, oh, my face, don't hurt the man. Not this way, man. Um, and then Crazy Steve just taking all the abuse in this match. He got the double suplex on the barbed wire board, and I was like, no, not crazy, no, not Crazy Steve, no. Um, but then so as Beer Money kind of gets in control here, Rosemary comes in, tries to hit that mist. I don't know how much she got. She got a little bit too much. I think she got like cold or something, because she got a little, like, she can do it twice in one night, like a little too much in there. But she tries to go for the mist, but she hits Abyss with it. Abyss gets hit with the beer bottle and kicks out at 2. That moment right there surprised me a lot, but to a certain degree, it was a little bit anticlimactic. Whatever. It was, yes, it's the word. But it was because he had already poured out the tax, so they already hinted to you that he was gonna use the tax when he got hit with the beer bottle. I don't know if you felt that way, but I did. I was like, they should have poured out the tax afterwards, because it would have made it seem like, oh, there's nothing else left, for him to do. But that's just my opinion. He did kick out at 2 though off the beer bottle shot. The Rude Bomb gets stopped by a low blow from Rosemary, and then he takes a choke slam on the tax. Oh, come on, Bobby, come on, man! What a send off for Bobby Roode. He get in his last TNA match, he gets to take a choke slam and his bareback on thumbtacks. All right then. And I think it looked like Abyss put a little more into that. He was like, okay, you want to leave? You want to leave, bro? Like, it looked like he put a little more into that chokeslam. But what a send off for Bobby Roode and the K are your new tag team champions. I knew this was gonna happen because I saw it on No, I didn't see it on Wikipedia. I saw it on Wikipedia. I saw it on Wikipedia, but I also saw it on one of the wrestling groups since I watched TNA so late this week. So I saw this and I saw the ending of the main event too, and I was like, bruh. But anyway, any thoughts on the TNA Tag Team Championship match where we crowned our new TNA Tag Team Champions?
Well, I was wondering, because I don't know how much in advance they do record these, but I was wondering, did he still have some tax in his back when he was at Takeover? Like, was he sore? How'd that work out? But this was a really good match. It was weird with the lighting. I was like, oh, okay.
Did you see? I saw Sin Cara come in for like 3 seconds.
I was like, is Sin Cara in this match? What is going on right now? But it was a good match. I was surprised that Crazy Steve took the barbed wire spot. I was like, no, that's a bit spot. That you just took the man's spot. He always takes that spot. But props to him for taking that. Usually Abyss takes it, but Abyss at least has like a shirt on. So maybe it helps a little bit. No, Crazy Steve just
And then he just pulled himself out of it. I was like, no, Crazy, no.
But yeah, we got new tag team champions, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they do with them, see who the new challengers are, and see how they send off Bobby Roode. I assume he'll be on next week's episode, because usually, he won't just disappear. But maybe he will. It is TNA, so
it's gonna be a super kick. It's what but but next we got a Bram promo with a slightly smaller beard. Shout out to Bram with the grooming skills. I see you. EY tried to mess it up, but Bram said you can't mess up something that's too good, EY. Anyway, he was not happy. He was pissed, as he says, and he said he is gonna take away the King of the Mountain Championship and he's gonna end EY. I really love this promo from Bram. I like hearing Bram cut promos. I think he's actually really good at it. Surprisingly good at it. I don't know if I've always liked him, but for some reason this one just really hit the spot. I don't know what it was about it, but I was definitely into this promo. Any thoughts on Bram being upset and ending EY and taking the title? And he ain't quit. And the beard maybe too.
You know what? I like the pair. You know, it looked good. It looked good. You know, he pulled it off. He pulled it off. But I've officially booked WWE up until SummerSlam. See what's gonna happen. You know, we know EY and you walking away. You walking away in the middle of my booking, and what? How rude! How rude that.
I'm right here.
No. See, we all know EY. He going WWE. So they gonna team up EY and Darren Young. Call him EY and DY because it works. They both Youngs and EY DY kind of. But Bram, he has the he got the title now. He got the King of the Mountain television title thing. You know, he gonna go back to WWE, and he gonna team up with Victor. You know, they gonna reform the Ascension, because he was originally in the Ascension back in the day. Y'all don't know that, if y'all don't know that. But so he gonna go back there, he gonna get more revenge on EY, and they gonna build it up to SummerSlam. And they gonna have because we know King of the Mountain title is interpromotional. So he can just take it to WWE. This is yep, that's the booking. That's what's going to happen.
Alrighty then. So next we got a Mike Bennett promo.
Michael Tarver?
No, a Mike Bennett.
Sorry.
Promo, on changing the course of history and talking about taking away what the only thing that matters to EC3 is the only thing that matters to EC3 and kind of like the only thing that's left for EC3, and how the Miracle will take everything. I don't know what it was tonight, but these people were on with their promos. Abyss, Bram, Mike Bennett, me. But
Maria?
oh, well, but but I don't know. I really like this promo too. It I don't know what it is. It seemed like all of them had like a sting to them at the end or something, or like throughout they had the little like stinging points. I don't know what it was, but any thoughts on Mike Bennett? And do you believe in miracles?
I believe in a thing called miracles. Believe in miracles. I believe in miracles. I don't have anything to say about this promo.
All right. Well, since we got another match, and I feel like you getting bored over there, and I don't want you to get bored, and I know you probably ain't gonna actually give any true details to the match, so I can go put my phone on the charger real quick. I'm gonna give you EY versus Bram for the King of the Mountain title.
Okay, we got that EY. He going WWE. He gonna team up with Darren Young and be EY and DY. They're gonna be next tag team champions. This was a good match though. We got to find the build up to the eventual feud we were waiting for. It's kind of unfortunate that it's right before EY left, because I feel like they could have built this up and had kind of a series of matches or a big feud. But unfortunately, with EY leaving, they can't really build up a big feud between these two, which would be cool. Which is why, Bram needs to go back to WWE and have a big feud with EY. I'm just saying.
But what happened to Big E and Louie?
I don't know. But yeah, we got a new champion of the King of the Mountain and of the world and Florida, the mountains in Florida, all of the mountains because they got so many mountains in Florida, I don't think there's any mountains in Florida. But yeah.
All right then. I honestly didn't know this match was no DQ until I saw Bram getting hit with a trash can lid. I don't think they reminded me of that, but but the lifting DDT by EY on the trash can lid, nice. I like it. And then the brighter side of suffering off the apron through the table for the win, through the table on the outside. I didn't know this match was false count anywhere too until I saw Brian Hebner counting on the ground. So they need to remind me of these things so I know. Or they was just trying to surprise me. One of the two was happening. I don't know. I'm just gonna say remind me a little bit every once in a while. But yeah, I want to see what Bram does with that title. I'm kind of curious what the plan is for that title. I think it was just another title to kind of give some people something to fight for when they don't have a title to fight for. So I, I mean, I want to see the promotion. What the inner promotions and such. It's gonna happen. Eventually, at some point. But next we got Drew Galloway calling out Lashley. So that seems like something that might could happen. Coming up next week, I think. Actually, any thoughts on Galloway and Lashley potentially being something?
Nah. I still want to see Pope back in the ring. I was excited for Pope, and then Pope went back to the announce table, and I'm like, why? Why didn't we get no Pope? I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's a bunch of guys that they're just kind of throwing around into new random feuds and hoping it works out. I feel like they could do something good with Drew and Baldy, big bald man. That that when he takes his hat off to people, he does not take his hat off.
Because he's bald. He's insecure, man. Come on. Anyway, that's what he's sensitive about. But next we have Jeff Hardy, and he has some things to say, and maybe some chance to start. Not sure. Not too sure yet. But I was wondering about this because Matt Hardy never came out. Jeff Hardy was talking about, basically talking about Matt Hardy still building on this feud, and Matt Hardy never came out. And I was like, is this another chance for TNA to make Jeff Hardy look strong and make Matt Hardy look weak because Jeff Hardy can, walk out through anything, and Matt Hardy just, he just sitting at home, hanging out. So I'm just wondering what I'm supposed to see here with this. But anyway, Rebby Sky comes out and she kind of talks some junk to Jeff Hardy. She spits in his face and slapped the man. Come on, that ain't cool. Anyway, and then Spud attacks the leg of Hardy. Like they just hitting him real low right now. That's not cool. You can't be hitting Jeff Hardy. Anyway, thoughts?
I don't know what they're doing with this storyline. They Jeff gets hurt. He's out for a while. They build up Matt Hardy. As soon as Jeff comes back, they're like, screw you, Matt. You're going to be buried again. I don't know. The spit in the face was made it feel more intense a little bit.
It was a big old hunk of liquid.
And the fact that he didn't even move it. He just stood there. He didn't wipe it away. None of that. I'm like, dude, come on now. He sold that leg though. I like it. He sold it. He didn't John Cena it. He'd be selling that leg. I don't know if it's actually injured, but he'd be selling that egg. I don't know. I just don't know what they're doing with this. It doesn't make sense. They obviously they're not going to build up a Rockstar Spud Jeff Hardy match because no one's going to take that seriously. Even though we love Rockstar Spud, but he's still sort of booked as the kind of goofy sidekick guy, which is unfortunate. He should be booked as a serious competitor.
So would you say he should be booked as the Rockstar Spud?
No, he should just be booked as Rockstar Spud.
Oh. Well, what's gonna happen when Matt Hardy is not anymore?
And Mandrew should be booked too. And
wait, who is that? Anyway,
Mark Andrews, the man, the legend.
Because we never see him roasted. Anyway, next we got
Garrett. Where'd she go? Oh, roasted.
Better than managers though. Roasted. Anyway, EC3 versus Mike Bennett in the main event of the evening. I was excited going into this match. I knew who was going to win going into this match because these stupid Facebook groups. But anyway, EC3 was not playing around, on the outside. He was firmly in control early. Eventually, when the fight got back to the ring, it was driven into the ring post, leading to Bennett working the shoulder throughout the match. They traded some flapjacks. They traded some other moves to kind of get some near falls. EC3 would hit the 1%er, but Maria would then break it up. EC3 was not happy after he had took some chair shots earlier in the match. He laid in some chair shots on Mike Bennett. He locks in the $1 Million Dream, and Bennett lays on top of him for the leverage pin win. And I don't know what to think. I don't. I think it's good for Bennett to win. I think it's good for the streak to be over. It's not really very much. There's not much farther they can go with it, especially with a face. It's easier to do with a heel. So I'm kind of glad it is over, and a young guy, kind of at least a young, you could say, up and comer in TNA, defeating the streak is a good thing. I just don't. A little bit of the leverage pin, I'm like, okay, the feud can continue, but where's the credibility? Because Mike Bennett has won via DQ, and he's also won via leverage pin. Maybe it was for the shock and awe factor because I think maybe if I didn't know EC3 was going to lose coming into the match, because anyway, if I didn't know, maybe I could be like, okay, because I'm trying to look at it from all angles, so I'm not just like, oh, are you kidding me? But I just don't know. I'm not sure what the plan is. I feel like they're continuing the feud, obviously, but how do you feel about the champ? Darn it, streak.
I mean, but he's not the champ, darn it.
But
I don't know. I don't know if I feel like they don't know what they're doing with this, really. And I feel like to an extent they're kind of losing steam, or giving up steam a little bit on EC3. He's not as prominently featured as he was. He's not. And I mean, obviously, guys have their periods where they're really, really pushed, and then somebody else is really pushed. But for a long time, he was like the face of TNA, or the unofficial face of TNA, whatever you want to call it.
He's still booked as the face of TNA, even with the like symbolism. I don't know if you look as much into the details as I do, but on his trunks he has the Superman logo, but they don't promote him as like a Superman type of guy, but just symbolism wise.
Yeah, but it still feels like he's just becoming just one of the top stars. Not it doesn't feel like he's really that head guy anymore. Which, I mean, maybe they're trying to book Bennett or somebody else to get to that point.
I mean, I think they are, because I think, and I don't know if TNA gets credit for it, but TNA a lot of times they're a company that they look at what the fans say about other companies, WWE, and they don't want to overbook the same guy, like WWE's doing with Reigns, and then have people just hate on him. So I don't think it's a bad thing. He's just a top star. He's just a championship material guy. I don't think it's a bad thing, because if they did the opposite, people would be mad about it. But
yeah,
I'm not sure what the plan is either. So I'm interested. I'm interested. So I'm wondering how it's gonna go. But there we go. TNA Impact Wrestling Sacrifice 2016, you could call it. The review for 4/26/2016. I hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me how you thought, what you saw of the show. The streak is over. I thought Josh Matthews was gonna say that, and I was gonna be like, no, don't do it. Don't do it, Josh. You can't do that. No. But But I love Josh's reaction though. He was like, "What?" He was so shocked. I think he like stopped talking for like a little bit. But definitely a good show. I definitely enjoyed it. If you have any thoughts on it, you leave it in the comments. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Go check out our other reviews. NXT, we got Payback coming up soon. So that should be exciting. Hope you guys enjoyed. See ya later.